Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today let's take a look at the top 10 forgotten 70s teen heartthrobs. From where they were then to where they are today. Who could ever forget excitedly opening their Tiger Beat magazine to see their picture-perfect heartthrobs in the 70s? From David Cassidy to Rick Springfield, every girl had their favorite boy covering their bedroom walls and ceilings in posters. The tear-out centerfolds, the hotlines, and addresses to send fan mail. An obvious start to our list is David Cassidy, unquestionably one of the hottest men from the era. He appeared in The Partridge Family from 1970 to 1974 and quickly won over the hearts of the audience. You can't help but think back on his sweet smile and those soul-searching eyes. He also had a few really significant hits that are still being played today. The songs, I Think I Love You, and Come On Get Happy, were noteworthy hits that allowed him to continue touring up until his untimely death in 2017. But behind the bright lights and celebrity glamour, David was severely depressed. And it became more and more obvious that he had a serious alcohol problem. He was arrested 3 times between 2010 and 2014 for drunk driving. And in 2017, he announced on Dr. Phil that he had been diagnosed with dementia.
There was a lot of press in the last week about a performance that you gave here in LA.
Right. That people thought I was drunk.
Yeah.
There were people that said nasty
This is some
things.
of the footage of it now.
Right. Which I wasn't, of course. Absolutely not.
However, it was later discovered that the dementia was actually alcohol-induced. He regrettably passed away from liver failure not long after. But his music continues to carry on his legacy. I Think I Love You has received over 10 million Spotify streams. Number 2 on the list is Leif Garrett. I know you definitely remember Leif Garrett. After appearing in the television series 3 for the Road, he was immediately featured on the covers of teen magazines for the remainder of the decade. He was undoubtedly a heartthrob, and it is certainly clear why. He had a very successful music and acting career. However, that unfortunately started to decline in the 1980s.
Up front, I've been calling you Leif Garrett for 26 years.
I know, you naughty, naughty thing.
Has it always been Leif?
Yes, it has.
It has?
There's the exception to the rule, I know. I before E except for after C. Yes,
Yeah,
yada.
But it's always been, so
Yes.
I've just always been wrong.
Yes.
All right, so Leif, I'm at home watching.
But I've heard everything, believe me.
What else?
Life, loof, words I can't say.
Lufa.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He also gained a lot of publicity when his drug use and legal troubles came to light, including being arrested for possession of cocaine in 1997, which would happen again in 2004. Regardless, he is still known as one of the great 70s heartthrobs to this day. Garrett, 61, has been quiet in recent years, with his last on-screen credit actually being Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew in 2010. A piece actually came out in January 2020 where Garrett talks about his drug use and rise to fame as a teen idol. He says, hard drugs are a difficult thing, especially if you've done it for a while. I play music because I love it. I will always love it. But I'm not in a rush to do more with it unless it's absolutely right. It has to be as real as possible.
I was holding on to some insincere, if you will, if not, the word lies, that, I just need to get off my chest.
Looking at this kid right here, what is the one thing you would tell him right now?
Don't be afraid to want and be able to take control of at least what you know about, and make sure that what you don't know about, that you're dealing with somebody who really does know about that, whatever that may be.
Number 3 goes to Donny Osmond. If there's anyone we would place up there with David Cassidy, it's the one and only Donny Osmond. Girls loved him for not only his adorable boyish charm and good looks, but also because his vocals were incredible. Music has been a lifelong passion for him as he recently ended his long-running Las Vegas residency with Sister Marie Osmond. The residency began in 2008 and ran until the end of 2019. The show would earn 3 of the Las Vegas Journal's Best of Las Vegas Awards of 2012 in the categories of Best Show, All-Around Performer and Best Singer. He most recently demonstrated his vocal range while competing on the popular TV show, The Masked Singer, in 2019. Also, he and his grandchildren made an appearance on Disney's Family Sing-Along in 2020. Donny still keeps people in the loop on his life through Instagram, so fans can head to his social media for their daily dose of him. Most mind-blowing of all is the fact that Donny Osmond is the father of 5 and grandfather of 13.
In the early 1960s, Alan, Wayne, Merrill, and Jay began an 8-year run as regulars on The Andy Williams Show. And what had started in Ogden, Utah as a way to afford hearing aids for their 2 older brothers grew into an Osmond entertainment dynasty with a worldwide reach.
Good night, everybody. God bless you all.
Number 4 goes to Barry Williams. We all remember Barry Williams from when he starred as the eldest son on the legendary sitcom The Brady Bunch from 1969 to 1974. Nobody could ever forget his charming smile and lovely blue-green eyes. Barry Williams, who is now 68 years old, has never quit. He continues to perform even now, and one of his most recent and important public appearances was in 2019 on a very Brady renovation.
Barry's all in for this very Brady renovation. His assigned part of the house, Greg's groovy app.
For me, it was everything. You know, it was freedom. It was my own private space. I got to get away from my little brothers. I wasn't next door to my sisters.
Yeah.
I could have my own life and privacy.
And fans can find him on Cameo, an app that allows celebrities to create personalized videos for their followers, in addition to the well-known fan site, The Greg Brady Project. The most recent time we saw him with his Brady Bunch co-stars was in the television movie, Blending Christmas. In 2022, he made an appearance on The Masked Singer alongside the Brady brothers, Christopher Knight and Mike Lookinland, to dress up and play as mummies.
The iconic Barry Williams, Christopher Knight, and Mike Lookinland.
The Brady's! The Brady's!
Our number 5 is Davy Jones. Davy Jones was still adored by so many people, despite being a little older than most teen heartthrobs. He became well known as a member of the rock and roll group, the Monkees, who had their own television series from 1966 to 1968. However, Davy Jones continued to make music after the Monkees disbanded, as a solo artist. His most famous song, Girl, was incorporated into a Brady Bunch episode, in which Davy Jones played himself.
Sounded great, Davy. Great. Relax for a second and we'll play it back.
In addition to building a stable career as an entertainer, he also had a love of horse racing. He trained as a jockey in his teens and intended on pursuing a career as a professional racer. Unfortunately, it appeared that life had other plans. On February 29, 2012, Jones suddenly passed away after a heart attack brought on by arteriosclerosis. He wasn't even 66. However, Davy Jones would have appreciated that his bandmate from the Monkees, Mickey Dolenz, is still touring and carrying on the band's legacy.
What are you doing to replace this?
Well, I'm putting together a personal appearance act that I hope to take on the road. I hope to come to Australia, actually, in the early part of '71, which would be about March. It's just that it's easier for me to get something together musically than it is for me to get, like, a part in a Broadway play together, which I would very much like to do.
The number 6 position goes to Rick Springfield. I know that song is playing in your head right now. That's right, it's the chart-topping hit of 1981, Jessie's Girl. In the 1970s, this Australian singer captivated the hearts of young women everywhere. Even though his number 1 song still remains his most well-known, he went on to have several other top 10 successes, including I've Done Everything for You, Don't Talk to Strangers, Affair of the Heart, and Love Somebody. He really sang his way into everyone's hearts.
Say that unashamedly.
What happened to you here? You lay around for 3.5 years, you did a cartoon show, you made funny records. Why would a man of your stature get into that?
Well, I came over here really believing in my music, and I got hooked up and guided in the wrong direction, for me anyway.
In 2010, he released a memoir of his life, titled Late at Night, a Memoir. When it came to rock memoirs, it was ranked number 23 in Rolling Stone's list of the 25 great rock memoirs of all time, and reached its top position on the New York Times bestseller list at number 13.
And then you think we do?
I think hardcore fans know more about me than I know about me. And friends I know who have had similar success, rocket ride successes, it's kind of, it takes you back and sets you off knocks you on your heels. And
at the age of 73, he is still successful in the arts and in acting. He has made guest appearances on shows like The Goldbergs, General Hospital, and Supernatural. He obviously has a very impressive and lengthy history in the entertainment business, and over the years, we've truly enjoyed watching him.
I can handle the branch office.
Or I could raise my hand, smite you into oblivion.
At number 7 is Bobby Sherman. Sherman had it all. He could sing, act, and was incredibly good-looking, so he definitely checked off all the boxes of a sought-after teen idol. Sherman was big in the late 60s, early 70s, pumping out 107 songs, 23 singles, and 10 albums between 1962 and 1976.
She wasn't kind, I wasn't smart. I lost my mind, I fell apart. I had to find myself in time.
Despite so much success with chart-topping hits, Bobby, 79, left the entertainment business to become an emergency medical technician. By the 1990s, he held the position of a technical reserve police officer with the Los Angeles Police Department and held that position until 2017. He may have had a big change of career, but we'll never forget him as the dreamy heartthrob from the 70s.
Thank you, Rosie. I've got a painting in the attic that looks terrible, though, so I've been very, very fortunate. This kind of pales in comparison to Matt's flowers, but this is significant. So, Rosie, 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 do you love me?
Coming in at number 8 is Christopher Knight. Another heartthrob from the Brady Bunch that we can't forget is Christopher Knight, who played middle brother Peter on the sitcom. While most of his acting career consisted of occasional guest appearances throughout the 80s, following the Brady Bunch, we will never forget that smile that stole our hearts.
I love chocolate and caramel.
And that Twix Cookie Crunch.
Twix tastes good. Great.
Twix
Knight, 65, left acting in the late 80s to pursue a career in business, soon founding and co-founding 3 different businesses, such as a pioneering 3D graphics company, a TV tuner company, and a furniture designer. He made a comeback in the entertainment industry circa the early 2000s when he starred on a number of reality shows, such as the VH1 series My Fair Brady. Knight was last seen on A Very Brady Renovation with his Brady Bunch co-stars, as well as The Masked Singer. And it was certainly fun to see the old gang back together.
What is this?
Just follow me. Sense is what this thing is. And it's as though she's confronting a fate that she doesn't want to accept. I want you to be happy and complete. And as you know, I think complete means autonomy. And it means for you not to be dependent on anyone.
The number 9 spot goes to Sean Cassidy. There's just something about those Cassidys. The younger half-brother of David Cassidy, Sean, rose to fame by recording some hit songs and also appearing on the Hardy Boys Mysteries. And who could resist him?
Well, I was 16 and sick of school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I bought a guitar, I got the fever, that's rock and roll.
While he displayed promising results with music, including a Grammy nomination for Best New Artist, his 80s and 90s consisted of mostly stage work, with both Broadway and West End productions. His creative career took a bit of a turn around the late 90s, when he began creating and producing TV shows and film, and has been sticking with it since. His last producing credit was actually in 2018, for the TV series New Amsterdam.
What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel love?
We're talking about New Amsterdam. There's no place in the world like it.
In February 2020, he actually paid tribute to his late half-brother, David, by performing I'll Meet You Halfway, Tell Me It's Not True, in Las Vegas. Now 64, he certainly has the talent and longevity of a Cassidy. And last, but very much not least on our list, is John Travolta. In the 70s, John Travolta was certainly a sight for sore eyes. He was on every girl's radar after starring in blockbusters like the 1977's Saturday Night Fever and 1978's Grease. Just those dance skills alone guaranteed his place in Hollywood history for all time. But as we all know, Travolta, 68, didn't stop there. From Pulp Fiction and Get Shorty in the 90s, Travolta has been gracing the silver screen for decades. One of his most recent films was 2019's The Fanatic, where he plays a crazed fan named Moose, who stalks his favorite action hero and tries to destroy his life. He was also seen in a recurring role in the show Die Hard in 2020. However, tragedy struck Travolta's life in 2009 when he and his wife, Kelly Preston, sadly lost their son, Jet. He hit his head on a bathtub following a seizure while on a family vacation. Despite such suffering, the family pressed on. Unfortunately, he recently lost his wife as well, following a battle with breast cancer in 2020. Yet no matter how many ups and downs Travolta has gone through, many of us will always remember him as that dreamy and talented 70s heartthrob. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again next time.